Guten Abend oder Morgen. And what does that mean exactly? It means good evening or good morning. And Tom would understand that, not me. The other Tom, he's in the kitchen, and he's on Ottawa Eats this week because we're at Clarkstown Kitchen and Bar here on Rogers TV. Eat, watch, smell. Okay, just watch. Clarkstown Kitchen and Bar, and you could even say maybe even a little trip through history as well. This is the lovely Andre here. He is the man who has invited us here, which may be your mistake, by the way. Tell us about this place. This place is a real trip in a number of different ways. What is this place?
So it's Clarkstown Kitchen and Bar. We opened it 5 months ago, specializing in gourmet sausages, but also a lot of wholesome comfort food that Chef Tom will show you soon. But Clarkstown was originally the village that we're in right now in 1800s and early 1900s, before it became Ottawa.
Oh, very cool. So, I mean, there is a real tie to the history here, not just the building. I mean, the building is beautiful on the outside and on the inside, and you've done a great job here really keeping a lot of that history here. You have the beautiful pictures on the wall. Now, with that in mind, are people here, when they come here, you're going to have like an old 1800s kind of tea party every once in a while?
Well, you know what, we play oldies for the music, and we really tried to incorporate some touches from the old world with the carpeting and the decor and that. So yeah. All right. So one of the things you did mention, the gourmet sausages and some of the food that you do. So tell us a little bit about you and how you managed to wander into this whole restaurant thing. Yeah. So I started in marketing actually, and opened a small little deli called Arturo's 8 years ago. And it was also on Beechwood Avenue. I seem to love this area. And met Jose Alves when he ran El Maison here for 25 years. So I ended up, he was ready to retire, and I was ready for a new challenge. So that's how it started.
You told me the story quickly off camera, but you actually opened up Arturo when you were still in college?
Yeah, it was during my exam week, final exams. So.
Wow. You went to the bank and asked for a loan. They said, sure.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, great, now I got to do this.
Yeah, they don't actually give money out like that anymore. But
no. You got there in a good time.
Yeah.
And it led you here.
Led me here.
All right. Okay, so we're going to find out some more about the food. We know a little bit about the place, and it is absolutely stunning. We're going to tell you how you can find this place at the end of the show as well. So thank you very much, Andre.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
And we're going to go and visit with Tom, not me, the other one that's in the kitchen. So today is a very special treat for me because not only do you have two Toms in the kitchen, this is Tom, we're both Swiss.
It's true.
So we're going to do the rest of the show in Swiss German. Bist du bereit?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Los goats.
Maybe we should do it in English for some of the people at home. We did hear this from Andre. You do specialize in sausages. So let's talk sausage. Because we're Swiss, that's one of the big staples in the diet there, obviously. And that's what you do here. And we have this beautiful plate of sausages. What's what, and how do you make these? What are we looking at here?
Well, we started with the concept that we wanted to focus on fresh, in-house made sausages at Clarkstown. So we came up with the original 4, and we've added a 5th one to add diversity to it all. But what we have here, we have a lamb sausage that's 100% lamb. It's all in a lamb casing. It's Ontario lamb, and it has paprika, rosemary, and garlic in it. Over here we have a beef sausage that has orange zest and a local brewed beer. Right now I think we are using Beau's beer to fill out the recipe.
Very nice.
On this one it's a pork sausage with cilantro and 3 different citrus zests.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And what's the yellow one here? What is this?
It's a chicken sausage, and we season it with Eastern spices.
Oh, very nice. So excellent. Okay, so the big 4. Now, what's the 5th?
5th one, it's a fresh Mexican chorizo that we have smoked onions and oregano in it. So it's a pork sausage, and that's.
So some of these sausages, now you have the big 4 and you have the 5th now. Are you guys basically coming together, you and Andre or the rest of the staff saying, okay, these are the ones that we love, the staples. Now let's come up with something a little bit different.
Exactly.
And are you just kind of going to let your imagination run wild eventually? We're going to have 40 sausages on the menu? Is that what's going to happen?
No, it would be like a rotating item on the menu.
Okay.
So it would only be a limited amount instead of
right. Okay, so take us through putting this plate together.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay. All right. So we grill them. Get started there. This is one pair will do.
Yeah.
It's for one dish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to mark those ones. Here we have some white beans that have been braised with some double smoked bacon and some tomatoes. And
so this is a good kind of hearty, nice sausage kind of meal. You're having almost like, well, basically Franken beans almost.
Yeah,
really.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's hearty for this time of the year.
Yeah.
It'll really set well with your necessities.
So you lived in Switzerland for a little while. What was your favorite sausage? It doesn't have to be the one that's here on the menu. Maybe one that you had yourself.
Well, it was a bizarre one. It was a liver sausage with raisins.
What?
A calf's liver sausage with raisins.
With raisins?
With
like actual pieces of raisins?
Yeah, sultanas. Sultanas.
Oh,
yeah, that comes out in the fall part of the year. They have a season where it's called Gemetskete.
Yeah.
That means butcher's time.
Yeah.
So they come out with all kinds of obscure cuts of meat and different types of sausage combos.
I think you just trumped me because I've never had liver and raisin sausage before.
It was good, yeah.
The only one that I had that I thought was interesting is, and it goes by different names depending on what part of the world you're in, but would be blood sausage.
Blood sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where you just slice off a big piece. So yeah.
I'm gonna put this over in here.
So you just finished these in the oven?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
Very
the most
nice.
control that way.
Yeah.
We've also designed our items on the menu so that on a busy night we can still reproduce them the way they should be done.
Yeah. All right. Now, is this something that you're making in house as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Perfect.
soak the beans and then we braise them with the bacon and the onions, some herbs, some rosemary.
All right, so we've got the beans that are finishing up here on the stove, and the sausages are pretty much ready to come out of the oven at this point, and we have a couple other garnishes that are going to go with it here.
Just going to lighten up the beans with some chopped tomatoes, fresh. Give that a moment to simmer in there. I don't want to cook them down, I just want to get them warmed up. Some fresh spinach to add a splash of color. And
so it's a very simple dish. It's not something that's overly complicated, doesn't have 1,000 steps to it. This is something that when you order it, it's from pan to plate fairly quickly.
Yeah, but the attention to detail and the care to making sure it's all cooked properly, those are the things that you have to invest some time with.
Yeah, very nice, the combination of color there. I love it.
With the natural juices.
Those smell so amazing. I want to eat them right now.
It has rosemary, so I'll put a sprig of rosemary with it.
So it's a chorizo sausage?
It's a fresh pork sausage built along a Mexican chorizo, lines with smoked onions and fresh oregano.
All right, we're here at Clarkstown. I feel like I'm back home.
Schmeckt?
Yeah, schmeckt. Ganz gut. All right, welcome back to the show. This is Two Toms on Rogers TV, or Ottawa Eats. That's probably what it says in your guide. This is also Tom. Now, Tom, from one Tom to another, sausages are great, but why don't you ever do something a little bit more daring, adventurous? How about some octopus?
Well, you're in luck.
Oh, wonderful. Excellent. Like we planned this. Okay, so this little guy here is an actual full-size octopus.
Yep, he comes from Spain.
Okay. I wonder if he had a good trip.
Yeah. Well, we've tried 3 different types, and this one always works out to be the most tender, and it cooks in the least amount of time.
Right. So, if you're
quite happy
wondering if you've ever ordered octopus before, this is how it shows up.
Yes.
It doesn't show up in nice bite-sized little pieces.
Yeah. It always shows up frozen. We never get. It's hard to come across them fresh, but a good secret about the frozen ones is that once they've frozen, the cells break, right?
Okay.
And so that tenderizes it right away.
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
I've seen a few people tenderize octopus from like when they were fresh caught.
Yeah.
And usually it involved taking the octopus and throwing it on a concrete slab. Over and over. Yeah.
All right. So this guy's been tenderized already.
Yeah. Well, he's been. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is. Can I just shake his hand here? Hey, buddy. There you go.
This is going to go in the pot with some bay leaves and an onion and just a touch of sea salt, and we're going to cook it for about an hour and 15 minutes till it's tender.
All right. So that's what you do. And these are some of the ingredients that you use right here.
Well, for marinating, we just use smoked paprika, some garlic.
Yep.
Chopped, and some olive oil.
Okay, nice and simple, just
Very
like what we
simple,
saw with the sausages.
Yeah.
And once you've done that, this is what we come up with usually?
Yep, that's after it's been cooled off. And then we just char it in a very, very hot iron pan. And we serve it with some smoked potatoes. And we're just going to roast them quickly here in our iron frying pan. These are also going to do double duty with our next dish, the chicken. And then we're just going to get that blazing hot for the octopus.
Blazing hot as in I shouldn't touch it?
That's right.
So now that you've told me I shouldn't touch it, I'm going to touch it.
Go for it.
That's probably not a good idea.
No, it's not.
You guys have insurance?
No.
Not for Indians like me.
Alright, so it's blazing hot and it goes.
I'm really glad I didn't touch that, by the way.
Yeah. I think we all are.
So why do you want it blazing hot for octopus? Is it just because it's the kind of meat that it is, or is it?
Well, it takes a high temperature to char it, which adds to a nice flavor element to the dish. Plus, it heats it through very quickly. And on a busy night, of course, we can produce the dish fairly quickly.
Right.
But I would recommend doing this on your barbecue outside at home.
Right.
So, unless you have a pan like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have one in my kitchen. That's just
okay. Let's turn that off. I'm going to grab a plate so we can plate it. So this is an in-house ketchup that we make. And this is straight up garlic alioli.
Oh, okay.
We have a little spice mix that we're going to put on our potatoes. Yeah. And then over to the right.
Wow, the charred smell off that is unbelievable.
Thank you. That's quite popular, this dish. That makes a nice late lunch or
And the smell of the spices and everything is staggering. It's amazing. Nice little garnish to finish.
yeah. And
Very nice. Beautiful. All right, so people are looking for this on the menu. It's called Octopus.
yeah, pulpo alla plancha.
Right here in Clarkstown. And look at that. That's beautiful. Hi, and welcome back to Ottawa Eats, where we take you behind the scenes, where you get to meet really cool people like Tom here, the chef who works here at Clarkstown. Now, chicken is chicken, right? Well, not exactly the case, because you guys do things just a little bit differently. But we're going to start with a whole chicken here for this next dish, and you're going to show us how you debone this.
Yeah. Going to debone it, I'm going to show you how to prep it, and then I'm going to show you how to make maybe the crispiest skin you could find.
Awesome. Okay. All right, let's get started. So nice whole chicken.
Nice whole chicken.
And basically a lot of people, they would just start hacking away at it, but there's a method to your madness here?
Yeah, there is.
So obviously you're using a very sharp knife, and this is where most people will probably end up cutting themselves, is deboning meat.
Well, if I can plug Switzerland one time, they're Swiss knives, so.
This is the all Swiss show. We're expecting a kickback from Swiss tourism anytime soon.
Yes.
That'd be great. So when you're taking this apart, when you're deboning it, are you trying to just basically cut it down the middle, or are you just trying to basically make it a workable piece, or what's your theory here?
Well, what I'm trying to do is, to make it a nice portion-sized piece. Like these chickens are a kilo, 900 to 1,000 grams. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to remove all the bones so that I can make it a uniform thickness, so when it fries, it'll cook all evenly and speed up the time it takes to cook.
But you're still trying to keep it mostly one piece.
Oh yeah, it'll stay one piece, yeah. Voila. So there's our deboned chicken. You can use the bones and the wings for stocks.
Right.
Excellent.
Okay. So you've deboned it. So after that, now you're gonna marinate it or spice it, or what are you gonna do?
On this piece, like after it's been deboned, what I do, well, I still have to take out the wishbone here. I put it between two pieces of plastic. Take I use a meat cleaver, a big wide meat cleaver, and I bang it till it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. And then it's marinated, and then it's ready for the pan.
All right, excellent. So that's what you get. So this will go into the pan in just a second, but we're actually going to do a side for this.
Yep. Okay. So it's a simple slaw. We have a white balsamic vinegar that we've infused with caraway seeds. And then we mix it with olive oil, salt and pepper. So basic vinaigrette. We have some Savoy cabbage that makes for a nice crispy coleslaw. And we have some fennel. And we have this nice mandolin to do the work for us. So that's roughly enough for one portion. We'll add some coleslaw, some finely chopped onions, and the vinaigrette. The reason we do it now is because it should marinate for 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Right. Okay. All right, so we've got the coleslaw. Now we're going to move into the kitchen and we're going to work on the chicken here.
Yeah, okay, let's just remove this to the side. Now, one of my favorite kitchen implements happens to be this brick.
Is this the discipline brick, or what is this?
No, this is what's going to hold that chicken tight against the pan, so it has as much contact to make the crispy skin.
So you mentioned the crispiest chicken. Is this what we're going to see?
I like to think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nice hot pan. And voila, that should take 7 minutes on one side and about 2 minutes on the other side just to finish.
I just think it's hilarious that every time I come into a kitchen, you always find out something a little bit different. And this time you're using essentially the piece of a house or a fireplace to cook with.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. How did you discover this? Did you accidentally drop a brick in a pan one day and you're like, ooh, that worked?
No, it was a cookbook from Le Cirque restaurant in New York.
Oh, really?
That's one of their signature chicken dishes, and I thought it would work awesome here.
What's the marinade on the chicken?
Well, we make a basil oil and a garlic oil, and the reason we do that is that we can strain out the solids. So once it's frying at that high heat, we don't have solids that will be burning. So it's more like an infusion of the basil and the garlic.
So you want the flavor, but you don't necessarily want the pieces.
The solids, no. Otherwise, they'll burn and become bitter. But this way, we'll get a nice golden color and a beautiful looking skin.
So how long would you marinate a chicken like this for?
Well, 4 hours overnight.
Okay.
Nice,
all right.
Coming along.
All right, so you're heating up the potatoes. The chicken's still frying. We're going to be finished at about the same time here.
Yeah.
Is that one of the hardest things that you had to learn as a cook? How to time things properly and knowing the different cooking times for different kinds of meat, different vegetables to always be ready at the exact same time?
Yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act to get that down, yeah. And learn most things the hard way. So
yeah, just by trial and error.
Trial
I think
and
that's
error.
probably what some people struggle with in the kitchen. If you're trying to make a beautiful meal for somebody, you have the pasta finished before it's supposed to.
that
and then you have
timing
something else.
is critical. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost it's as important as all the other aspects.
I guess you could say the key to cooking is timing.
Timing, yeah. And that feel.
Why'd you wrap it in tinfoil, by the way? Just to make it shiny so you don't lose it?
That's right. No, it's a porous brick. We change them after each time we cook the chicken. We'll just change out that foil.
Why not gold?
Have to talk to the boss. All right, I think we're there. So we're just going to finish it on this side now. Feel that. It's nice and crispy. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, it is. Yeah, very nice. Very tasty.
Okay. So that can finish there for a moment. We could go set up the plate quick.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So this is just a paprika vinaigrette. I would have loved to put the paprika right on the chicken, but again, it would have burnt. So So we'll just add it on as a garnish to this plate.
Now this is a sauce that you would have done yourself?
Oh yeah, we did this. So everything we do is pretty much made in-house here.
Now you've had a long career as a cook and a chef.
Yeah.
Do you have a book of some of the recipes that you really like that you've written down that you've kept almost like a journal?
Yeah, and it's hidden.
Now you're going to pass that down to kids and future generations of wonderful chefs? Or are you going to sell it on the black market? All your secrets. Which one is it? Be honest. There's no shame in being greedy. You want to be greedy and sell it for black market value? I can be your agent. I can only take 10%. Okay.
I'll keep you in mind.
Oh, wonderful.
So, voila, our smoked potatoes once more. And then I'm going to grab the chicken.
Wow. That's another little trick that people at home, if they're watching this, don't be afraid to use the sauce or the natural juices in your pan. And I've heard that from so many people. You do it as well, obviously.
Yeah. It's loaded with flavor, the flavor you're looking for. So.
People have been afraid of it. This, oh, you know, it's the grease. No, it's the actual flavor of the meat, and that's a brilliant plate. Look at that.
Voila.
Wow. You know, chicken from a fellow countryman just looks better. Okay. There you go. Thank you very much, Tom. Really appreciate it. All right, that's Tom in the kitchen. We're going to try some of these dishes next here on Ottawa Eats, and you know what? I think I might have to try all three at the same time. Would that be too much? Is that weird?
No, that would be great.
Oh, okay. So that's another edition of Ottawa Eats. Thanks so much for watching here on Rogers TV. I'm Tom Schoch. We thank you so much for allowing us to invade your homes with food, and I've got 3 beautiful dishes here. If you want to find out more about Clarkstown Kitchen and Bar, it's clarkstownkb.com on the website. Phone number there. Call the fine people here. They're awesome to talk to, and some unbelievable food, including their signature sausages that they make here in-house, which I'm going to try. You know what? I'm not going to be shy. I think Tom would be okay with this if I just come out. Took a nice big. I know it's hard to watch me eat, but believe me when I tell you that I enjoy it. And those are amazing. So come on down and we'll see you next time here on Ottawa Eats. I'm going to try the octopus chicken. I'm okay eating by myself, by the way.